Hey guys, I am Chacruna and I just got back from Bucharest yesterday, and tonight we have another tournament, so I thought I was gonna try and do this with my Dreamhack Bucharest lineup. Um, so I want to tell you a little bit about my lineup because it's a little bit special. I tried to do it because in Conquest format you have to win with all your free decks. So if there's just one deck that you can't win any game with, then you lose. So the lineup is never stronger than the weakest link in the lineup. Um, what I decided was to try and go for hard countering Freeze Mage and Face Hunter, and while also trying to be as solid overall as possible. And I think I succeeded really well. In Dreamhack Bucharest, I didn't lose to any opponent who had either Freeze Mage or Face Hunter, which were like more than 90% of the field. So it seemed like a really good idea. Anyways, this is the Druid. The Druid I chose to go with is Mildruid because double Tree of Life that beats Freeze Mage pretty much every time. And Mildred is actually a pretty overall solid deck. I've played it a lot in top 200 Legend. I have more than 200 games played with it, and it's I feel really confident with this deck. And it's only really bad against Combo Druid. It has good matchups across the field and some really insanely good matchups too. Though it can get locked out though. But the opponent has to be playing either like really greedy control decks or combo druid, or get lucky with something like rogue or paladin. Other than that, it's really strong. The other deck is Control Warrior, also really good counter to Freeze Mage and of course Face Hunter, which is what I was going for. And in this deck, you will see I have double Big Game Hunter, which also is in Conquest. It's a really good strategy to do something like have double Big Game Hunter in all of your decks or most of your decks. I don't have it in Mildred because it's already got so good removal. But here it's really nice. So the idea of doing something like that is that if your opponent's playing something like Handlock, for instance, with a lot of Big Game Hunter targets, then it's going to be really hard for him to win a game with that, and you just steamroll that deck 3 times and easy. And then I wanted it to be a little bit more defensive, so I have the Sunwalkers. It's a little bit more greedy / defensive. And all the armor, and I have 4 spells that cycle, so I decided to only go with 1 Acolyte of Pain, which I really like so far. The second Acolyte is basically just a Sunwalker, and I really rarely like to actually draw both Acolytes if I'm playing 2. I would much rather have just like a solid mid-range creature like a Sunwalker. Anyways, that's a Warrior. And the final deck is the Paladin. And again, to counter Freeze Mage, we played double Lay on Hands, Kiss and Mystic, double Antique Healbot, and a Seal of Light on top of the 2 True Silvers. Haven't lost against Freeze Mage with it yet, though I think out of the 3 decks, it is the weakest to that. So if you play this lineup, really be careful that if they are playing Freeze Mage, don't let them get through the Paladin. Just make sure to save your heals for late in the game when they burn you, all while trying to put on as much pressure as possible. So just ignore their creatures and go face with everything and try and just protect yourself with taunts. And make sure you have removal for Alexstrasza, Antonidas, and Emperor Thorazan. Those are the only threats they play. So that's basically the lineup. And again, this also has double Big Game Hunter. you can play double big game hunter in warrior because they have the cruel taskmaster, so you can actually kill stuff that are 5 attack or more. And in paladin, I decided to put in 2 abuser sergeants. I've been doing this a lot in paladin for a long time, and it works really well in paladin because of the hero power. So you can use your hero power with an abuser sergeant to trade with like a free drop, or give that little bit of extra damage to go with your weapon or something like that. It just works really well with the paladin, and it also works to help with the double big game hunter. And it's something that's really cheap, which is also nice. So yeah, that's basically it. It really depends on the meta being in a specific way. So we'll see how it goes tonight. But I'll see you in the games. Thanks for watching.